Good evening, everybody. Thanks for being here. It is January 27th, 2025. This is a meeting of the Mayor and Council of Princeton, New Jersey. Can we have the meeting statement first, please?
Yes. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, including the time, date, and location of the meeting. In addition, the agenda and all related materials were posted electronically and made available to the public on Princeton's meeting portal in advance of the meeting.
Thank you very much. Michelle's going to do the land acknowledgement this evening.
We gathered today on the land of the Lenni Lenape. As members of the Princeton community, we aspire to show appreciation, respect, and concern for all peoples and our environment. We honor the Lenape and other indigenous caretakers of these lands and waters, the elders who lived here before, the indigenous today, and the generations to come.
Thank you very much. Can we have roll call, please?
Mr. McDonald?
Here.
Ms. Pearl Lambros?
Here.
Mr. Cohen is excused. Ms. Sachs is excused. Ms. Fraga?
Here.
Mr. Newland?
Here.
Mayor Frida?
Here.
You have quorum.
Thank you very much. If you're able and want to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, announcements and reports. Council members with announcements or reports this evening? Leticia.
Yes, actually, because some of us receive some questions from the public regarding some vehicles that were seen in the neighborhood. Several police and official cars that from different jurisdictions. And I just want to assure everyone that this was actually part of a training that the police, it's actually the county training is conducting, that Princeton is hosting. And it's defensive tactics training, which is required by the AG, but nothing to be concerned about. It's going to be taking place, is it a week or two, do you recall?
I think it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We have at the former Hook and Ladder Firehouse on Harrison Street a setup for virtual training, which is super cool. But anyway, the other departments are taking advantage of us having this capability, and so it'll be happening every day. And I think there's 2 sessions a day. So at some points during the day, a couple times a day, there'll be a number of police vehicles either entering or exiting Princeton.
Right.
But as you said, no big deal.
Right, and just wanted to point it out because we did receive calls from concerned citizens wondering if something was taking place. And just to assure you, it's just training.
Right, in today's, yeah, I get it. Okay, I'm sorry, Michelle.
Thank you. I just want to mention this very exciting news. I'm very proud to mention that our executive director of the Recreation Department, Evan Moorhead, has recently gained a certification as a Certified Parks and Recreation Executive, which is the highest certification available at the national level with the National Recreations and Parks Association, and he's only one of 11 in the state who has earned this. So I just want to congratulate Evan and let everyone know that, we know that we have a really special department and a great leader, so I just wanted to commend him for that. Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to make sure everybody knows. Other council? Yes. Layton.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I'm going to try to read through this quickly, but this is an important announcement I'd like to make. Tell somebody, bring somebody, do not come alone. Come out and don't even think about not being at the Arts Council of Princeton on Sunday, February 2nd, 2025, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. The Arts Council and the Witherspoon Jackson Historical and Cultural Society will host a launch party and book signing on Sunday, February 2nd from 2 to 4. The event is free and will include readings from Reverend Gregory Smith and a number of featured subjects, as well as light refreshments and community conversations. So please come out. That is Sunday, February the 2nd, from 2 to 4 p.m. for a good reflection on the Witherspoon Jackson community, and the Reverend Gregory Smith was a book of poetry. Thank you.
Thank you, Leighton. Any other council announcements or reports? Okay. Anything down there at the staff table? I'm right, because last time I didn't think to ask, so I'm making sure. Okay. Next up, Executive Director of Experience Princeton, Isaac.
Evening, Your Honor. As usual, I'm happy to report 4 things we accomplished last month, 4 that we're working on this month, and 1 big item. Before I dive in, I do want to offer a welcome to Brian McDonald. Great to see you on the base. Be my first meeting. I know you've had a couple, so good to have you here. So with that, last month, our Princeton Monthly E-Blast had 4,297 sends, 2,234 opens. That's a 58% open rate. It's the most open that we've sent out of the last 27. We have 3 upcoming grants. See, that's usually my job, to make sure the thing's on. There we go. All right.
You're all good.
Excellent. Sorry about that for the people at home. So next up, we have 3 upcoming grant opportunities from T-Mobile, ARP Livable Communities of Main Street, New Jersey, collectively representing over $200,000 of funding we're hoping to secure. We have a kickoff. We had a kickoff meeting for Restaurant Week. Our sponsors are rolling in. And new this year, we're going to have $25,000 of matching funds when people buy gift cards. Hey, there it is. But they have to spend the matching funds by the end of March. So we're hoping that'll drive $75,000 of spending. We have a good chance to achieve that. And last but not least, I did attend the Layton Listens session, the first one of the year, and we heard the comment about the disparity study. And subsequent to the meeting, we did an analysis of all the spending of Experience Princeton since our founding, and I'm pleased to report that 14.8% has gone to either a minority or a women-owned business, which is nearly 3 times the average or the required amount at the state level. So we're really proud to report out that accomplishment, and we're going to keep going. Additionally, our partners with Mercer County, there's 0% interest loans that they gave out, 36% of which in Princeton went to underrepresented businesses too. So Mercer County clearly has heard the message and is doing a good job with that. So 4 things we're working on this month. We have a launch party for Restaurant Week coming up on February 18th. Invites will be going out to all the restaurant sponsors, media partners, and VIPs. I hear it might be after an executive session. So little note there for people who follow those things. Next up, we have a virtual meetup, which will be returning Thursday, February 27th at 10. The founder of New Frontier Storefront will be talking about the website assistance grant from the NJEDA, where they basically pay for a new website. And already Lily Pies and Homestead have benefited from that program. So we hope to get many, many more to sign up. And third, we're sharing our work on allowable uses with the municipality for your review, and a special thank you to everyone we've talked and worked with. It's been a highly collaborative process, and as a result, I think the work product is quite strong, but we're looking forward to your feedback on that. And last but not least, we completed our first storefront grant for the Center Barber Shop at the Princeton Shopping Center. Looks great. They're very happy. All we have to do is deliver the check, and we have several more in the pipeline. Our goal is to complete 10 storefront updates by June 30th. And we're on our way, but we may need a little help to get over the line. So last but not least, the one big item is the Main Street Now Conference, the largest gathering of downtown professionals each year, is coming to Philadelphia from April 7th to 9th. There is a civic leaders rate, which all of you are eligible for, and it would be great to see more people from Princeton attend this conference. It's so nice this year we don't have to pay extra to fly to go to some far-off place. So currently, I'll be attending along with Helena May, Marina Rubina, and Elizabeth Romano, and we hope to add several names to that list. With that, that's my report.
Thank you. Questions for Isaac? Isaac, do we talk to you about that conference, or how do we sign up for that?
Either way, we have the line item for it and the membership ID, so it would be easy for us to register.
Okay.
Yeah, just let me know. I think there's a deadline on the 31st to get the lowest rate.
Okay, good to know. All right, well, thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry, Leighton.
Yeah, I just want to thank Isaac for mentioning the fact that he actually did come to a Layton's Listens, and I want to appreciate you for coming, tell you how much I appreciate you for coming, how much I appreciated you for listening, and also, just on a special note, how much I appreciated you for intervening the way you did. I'll just kind of leave that out there, but you know, Layton Listens invites any and everybody on Wednesdays from 11 to 12:30. On this particular Wednesday, there were 3 or 4 people there, and the discussion, quite frankly, got a little heated, and there were many variances of opinions. And Isaac, on his own, saw problems and provided intervention that created a situation at the end of 4 or 5 people sitting around, Tipple and Rose in the back drinking tea and having a discussion, left with everybody on the same page, even though it didn't start out that way. So I just want to thank you, man, because you really created some magic on a Wednesday when I at the very least expected it. So thanks for coming out, and I hope to see you there again.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Isaac.
Take care.
Okay, next up, we have 2 sets of minutes to approve, the November 25th, 2024 regular meeting and the November 26th, 2024 closed session. Leticia's moving that? Yes. Michelle's going to second that. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Abstain.
Okay, that's everybody. All right, next up is public comments for items not on the agenda. If somebody on the room wants to talk about something that's not on the agenda, this would be the time to come forward for that. And if there's nobody in the room, if there's anybody on Zoom that has a comment for something not on the agenda. Dan, did you want to talk about something not on the agenda? Yeah, come on up and just let me give you you're probably used to this, but I'll give you the spiel anyway. Just say your name and address, and you have 3 minutes to tell us what you want to tell us.
I'm Dan Rappaport, 300 Bun Drive. If anyone has read Tap into Princeton, you would have seen a letter that I wrote about the passing of Mike Suber. And I was trying to make the case that since he was the first person who was in charge of the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, that I would like there to be some way of honoring him, since bicycling is much more important in our lives now than it was in the 1980s. And then I started thinking, well, why not anyone in Princeton who was the first person to chair a volunteer committee to some way be honored? Is that practical? Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
We'll figure out how practical it is, and you're
Yeah.
now going to test our record keeping, but we'll see what we can do. Thank you.
And we can put that on the agenda. We can ask Lori for the PBAC. We can talk about that. Maybe there's something the committee can do. Thank you.
Anybody else in the room with public comment for something not on the agenda? All right, nobody in the room? How about anybody on Zoom? All right, see no hands up and nobody else in the room, I'll close that part of the meeting. And now we have a public hearing on ordinance 2025-01, an ordinance of the municipality of Princeton authorizing the acquisition of a public access, construction, and maintenance easement for the Mountain Lakes Red Trail footbridge. The public hearing will be, the public hearing's now. Can we do something on our our agenda and not, yeah, because I get confused and I start reading the fact that the public hearing is like right now. Thank you. So anyway, is there a motion? Thank you, Michelle. Is there a second? Thank you, Leighton. Okay, let's start with council comments or questions, if anybody has any. All right. Seeing none? How about anybody in the public, either in the room or on Zoom, that has a question or comment? Okay, no questions or comments. This is a fairly easy one. All right. Could we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Ms. Pearl-Lambros?
Yes.
Ms. Fraga?
Yes.
Mr. Newland?
Yes.
Carried.
Thank you very much. Now we have a set of resolutions. We have about 9 resolutions. 2544, a resolution of the Mayor and Council of the Municipality of Princeton renewing lease agreement between Princeton and Princeton Tennis Program in connection with Community Park South Tennis Facility for additional 1-year term. Michelle has the motion. Leighton has the second. Questions or comments? Michelle?
Just to say that Princeton Tennis Program has been, for decades now, a great community partner with the Recreation Department. So I'd just like to thank them and the Rec Department for continued collaboration on this program.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? All right, sorry, Leighton?
Yeah, I just want to add that, over the long haul, this organization has done a good job of DEI equity and making sure that they scan and include people of color from the neighborhood and do a good job of outreaching to make sure that there is equitable outreach in everything that they do in these programs, and we appreciate that, and we continue to monitor it, and just want to let the overall public know that they do a good job all around in tennis lessons, and keep it diversity at the top of their list. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other council comments? All right, I see a hand up. Adam's the guy in the back room controlling our technology. Adam, could we bring Felicia in? I'm assuming she wants to talk on this topic. Felicia, if you could just state your name and address and then.
Sure, Felicia Fitz, 5 Hazlitt Avenue. I don't want to speak on this topic, but I put a question in the Q&A that hasn't been answered, and I just want to make sure that you saw it, because I do want to speak, but about something on the consent agenda.
Okay. When we get through these resolutions, I always ask if people have anything on the consent agenda they want to talk about.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Okay, back to 2544. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2545, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing the 3rd year of a 5-year contract with Interstate Waste Services of New Jersey, Inc. for solid waste and bulk waste collection, utilizing contractor-supplied 64-gallon carts for an amount not to exceed $1,412,634. Michelle's got the motion. Leticia's got the second. Questions or comments?
Yeah, I was just going to ask maybe Deanna could just tell us kind of where we are with this in terms of, it's really important. I mean, we moved to this new program in the hopes that that would, bring down the amount of waste and thus the amount of costs, because waste management is becoming so expensive for all municipalities. So I just wanted to ask if you want to give us any more details.
Sure. So the contract that Princeton is under is a 5-year contract, and we have been tracking the tonnage that we have been seeing put out under this contract. In the first year, we were at about 5,500 tons. It dropped quite a bit in 2023, and 2024 is similar to the 2023 amount of about 5,000 tons of solid waste that are being collected. This puts us fairly close to the levels we were seeing back in 2019. We had an all-time high during COVID of about 6,000 tons. So this is definitely a nice direction to be going in to get back to the pre-COVID levels that we were at. And we'll continue to work with Sustainable Princeton to help educate the public about the benefits of whether it's composting your food scraps on site or utilizing our food scraps recycling drop-off program. All of those efforts really go a long way to help reduce the tonnage that we're putting out, because food products in and of themselves, I think, take up about 25% of the weight that is in our trash carts. So if we can drop that number, then we can really drop the cost that is coming out of our taxpayers' dollars.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Any other, I'm sorry.
Leighton
Gabriel?
does.
Okay. Leighton?
Yeah, Deanna, Jim, the whole engineering department, I just want to say thank you, because if you really take a granular look at these numbers, it's clear that during COVID, we were way up, and now, because of food waste, things that we are doing as a municipality that are chipping away at the amount of money that we have to pay for waste management. It's clear to me that if we use our communications committee and through our newsletter and get more people interested in the food scrap program, that we can reduce our monies that we pay to waste management significantly and, you know, help us with sustainability. So note 2, communications committee, which I and Leticia are on, we're going to go to work on, you know, maybe creating more information for the people so in the town, so that more people use our food scrap program to help us all around in a win-win situation. Make sense?
Yep, and that, we appreciate that, because we will have 3 new locations coming online for the
Yeah.
food scrap program. One, General Johnson Road, one by Little Brook, and one by Riverside Elementary. We've gotten the new bins in, and we're just getting those set up to deploy. And so when we send out our new waste mailer, the information on those new sites is included in that.
Okay.
Thanks, Deanna.
Thanks, Mayor.
Okay, any other questions or comments? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay. 2546, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing the award of a professional services agreement to KG Law Group LLC to serve as municipal prosecutor in 2025 for an amount not to exceed $78,000. Thank you, Leticia. Is there a second? Thank you, Michelle. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2547, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing an increase of $4,200 to the not-to-exceed amount for the 2024 professional services agreement with Cowalsaurus, or maybe, and Gomolson LLC to serve as municipal prosecutor for a new not-to-exceed amount of $82,200. Thank you, Leticia. Leighton's got the second. Questions or comments? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2548, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing the award of a professional services agreement to Shaw and Rubenstein LLC to serve as tax appeal counsel in 2025 for an amount not to exceed $125,000. Thank you, Leighton, for the motion. Leticia's got the second. Questions or comments? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2549, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing the award of an extraordinary unspecifiable services agreement to Whitman for insurance claim assistance for an amount not to exceed $46,962.50. Leighton has the motion. Is there a second? Thank you, Michelle. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2550, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton for the appointment of authorized representative for purposes of filing applications with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection and the Infrastructure Bank for the Municipality of Princeton's Hamilton Avenue Sewer Rehabilitation Project. Leighton's got the motion. Michelle's got the second. Questions or comments?
I'd like to just thank Deanna and her team. We continue to take advantage of these great, opportunities for financing through iBank that, are very competitive. And, it's hard to be competitive when you have AAA ratings, but they not only have low or no interest rates, sometimes they have loan forgiveness, as mentioned in this memo. So thank you. I don't know if you have any more to add, but, I think it's really great that we have these opportunities for different resources and grants. So thank you.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions or comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2551, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton committing to DCA's fourth round affordable housing present need and prospective need numbers. Leticia's got the motion, Michelle's got the second. Questions or comments? It's a good thing we do. All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2552, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing a supplemental funding request from Green Acres. Is there a motion on that? Thank you, Michelle. Brian's got the second. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Next up is the consent agenda. There are 6 items on the consent agenda. If anyone wants to pull one, please. Leticia.
Yes, I would like to pull Resolution 2554. There's some questions have come up that need to be resolved.
Okay. So are you,
Pulling it? Is it
no,
table it, or?
no, we could, well, I don't think we need a separate motion to pull anything off the consent agenda. We just, if
Okay.
somebody asks, we just do that. So
All
are
right.
you asking that we move that for discussion? Are you asking to table that to a future date, or what? I'm just
For
trying.
now, table it to a future date, because I'm not sure if it needs to be pulled completely, or if there's just some questions that need to be resolved.
Can I?
Okay, so that would, okay. So
Do you
thank
want me to
So let's make
mention what?
if you want to move to table that, that would be in order.
Okay, I will move to table it for now.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. There's no discussion on a motion to table, so all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, I just want to,
Did you have some?
were you able to catch who said aye? Did everybody say aye?
I didn't, but I'll say aye, I guess.
Okay, Brian, did you say aye?
Aye,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, so that's
fine.
tabled. All right, anything else on here that we need to,
Did you?
okay,
Well,
I'm sorry.
I don't know if it's going to be moved, but there was another one, 2556.
2556.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, confusion. The one that I wanted to table was 2556.
Not 54?
54, I'm actually, if anybody wanted to move it forward, I was just going to abstain.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I know,
No, all good,
apologies
all
for the
good.
confusion.
Confusion happens. It's,
So it was 2556 that I wanted to table.
Okay.
And the other one, I don't know.
okay, so,
That is all I think at this time. There's public. I don't know.
okay, so hang on. So once something's tabled, it's tabled, I believe. Now, can we vote to rescind a table? Okay,
Yes, you can put it
All
back
right.
on the table.
so
My bad.
if Leticia did not mean to table 2554, which is number 2 on the consent agenda, and no one else is about, if we rescind it, I'm just hoping nobody else then says that they want to table it. So as long as nobody else wants to table number 2,
Okay.
we'll take a vote to untable number 2. Leighton?
I just want to be clear. At this time, we are simply untabling 2554.
56 is, oh, untabling.
No, we're
I'm sorry.
untabling.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
54. Yeah, number 2 on the consent agenda. We are possibly doing that, unless someone is going to make the same motion right after this, then we're not going to untable it. Right, so if we don't want to vote on that tonight, we can table it to a future meeting.
Okay, can I amend? I'm asking that we table both, 54,
Okay, so we're going to
And
leave the table
56.
for number 2, 2554, in place.
yes.
Now we're going to jump to number 4 on the consent agenda, 2556. And you're making a motion to table
Yes.
that one. Is there a second on that one?
Are you?
Tabling 2556, appointment of emergency management council.
That's the motion.
That's your
No, we're asking, I made the motion to table both, 2554
Well, the one is already tabled.
2556. Yes.
So now the new motion is simply to table number 4, which is 2556.
Correct.
I second that.
Okay, there's no discussion on that, unfortunately. So all in favor, say aye or say aye.
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 I think that was everybody.
Apologies for my confusion.
No, don't worry about it. We're good. All right, so we tabled 2 of the 6. That leaves 4 others. If there's no other, anything on the other 4, somebody can move the 4 remaining items. Michelle's moving the other 4?
I'll move them and just mention that Felicia's hands up.
Okay, I'll get to that, but
Okay.
there's no discussion on a tabled motion by us or the public, but that's fine. All right, I'm sorry, so you just moved the other 4?
I moved the 4.
Brian seconded. All in favor of the other items on the consent agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the consent agenda is passed. Felicia, I'm going to ask them to bring you in, but there is no discussion allowed on a motion to table an item. So I think we're preempting whatever it is you might want to say.
So I feel that was a little bit of a catch-22. Felicia Spitz, 5 Hazlitt Avenue. When I first raised my hand, it was not, the public comment section was for items not on the agenda. So I would have made those comments then had it been tabled prior.
Right, but the public comment earlier was for items not on the agenda, and you wanted to speak to something on the agenda, which is one of the ones we just tabled, I believe, right?
Okay, so when do I speak about 2554?
When it comes back to council at a future meeting.
Thank you.
Yes, sorry. Okay, that's the entire agenda. David's not here, and he's usually the one that moves to adjourn, but Michelle is stepping up to move to adjourn. Brian is seconding it in record speed. All in favor that we adjourn the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
We are done. And I would just like to say to the council members, we have a group of 4 students right here that came here to study public participation at open meetings, and they might want a picture opportunity, so don't disappear, and they might have some questions. Anyway, the meeting's over. Thank you all for being here. Have a great night.